think I would like to thank administration for giving me an opportunity to speak on dengue, which everyone knows that we have been getting periodic outbreaks, epidemics in India. And I will be trying to focus on mainly clinical. I got the message that vaccination will be dealt by the second speaker. So dengue is not new to India. We have been seeing periodically outbreaks, epidemics, and we have learned few things. Since the time I am here, I saw two major outbreaks, three rather. One was in 1988 when I was junior faculty, 1996 when I was professor, and there were actually in 2003 also. Then 2013 we had a major, and this time it actually, in fact, it was a mild disease, but number of cases were many. In the year 1996, what we said for the first time, two departments of AIIMS, my department as well as pediatrics, we said that usually the public mindset is that dengue is equated as platelets, platelet fear, phobia, crisis, and public outcry. So for the first time we came out with modeling that platelets do not determine the outcome, fatality. So that was the first message, but the people were not able to believe, the investigative scientific community was not able to believe. Subsequently, WHO also examined the data, and they concluded that yes, the platelet count, they do not determine the outcome. There are several other factors also. We have basically, if you look at the virology of dengue, there are DEN 1, 2, 3, 4, all have been seen, but it is the DEN 2 which is, and when one will be dealing with vaccination, we have got actually a potential candidate for vaccine, which is probably being reviewed critically by World Health Organization, Geneva. And I think 2016 we are hopeful that this is a Sanofi vaccine. This is CYD, dengue tetravalent vaccine. It's quite hopeful, but again the question is about DEN 2. But DEN 2 is very frequently seen in this part of the world, and there's a bad news about this vaccination, immunization also, that somehow DEN 2, which is actually supposed to be very common here in this part of the world, and wherever it was tried, it has not fared that well. So this is what you will be learning more about the immunization. This is the these two lines actually demarcate the tells you about that these are the regions of world where predominantly the outbreaks and epidemics are seen. And it has been even that this is a, basically now people are concluding that this is a global disease. And as I said, that all serotypes, DEN 1 to 4, they affect India, and this is although heterogeneous in various states. If you look at the Indian map, this is the green one actually shows northwest region, north, and southwest also. You see actually that the predominantly regions which are affected by dengue virus, there are actually, if you look at various phases, actually one is simple dengue fever or dengue febrile illness, the another one is dengue hemorrhagic fever, the third one is very dangerous, that is a dengue shock syndrome. We have been seeing all, but over the years there have been a trend toward the mortality and morbidity. If you look at the seasonal trend, usually after monsoons we start getting, because of the mosquito breeding, we start getting, this is July onward. In fact, if you look at now, it has, the outbreak has almost waned away. If you look at this slide, will give you idea about case fatality and dengue morbidity. Along one axis you have number of cases in blue bars, and the line diagram shows you case fatality rates. So it has been decreasing. There has been a lot of awareness among public also. I will try, this is the time trend actually. If you look at this, the blue bars, they show the morbidity. It has been variable, but recently, yeah, it has affected. I will come in the next slide to this. The deaths. If you look at the deaths line, if you look at the number of cases, if you look at the proportion, then proportionally, I will say that this year, 2015, saw less number of deaths, because 64,000 across country and 135 deaths. Then actually I will say it's less, but if you look at other rest of the years, the number of cases have been more, but deaths are low. So we can summarize that this year the outbreak was milder one. Maybe that there was a herd immunity, etc., or the immunity against this thing, but we have only supportive measures. There is no vaccine which is effective. There is no actually, I am not aware of any Indian attempt to come out with a vaccine candidate. If you look at case fatality rate, also it was quite low, and if you look at 2012 and 2013, that's quite high in fact, and these are the deaths this year across various states. If you look at southern states were affected, also equally affected, but the deaths were more actually here in Indian setup. Now, one point here requires clarification, that when actually we talk about notification and death reporting, it's not very clear actually that, for example, Delhi, if you take example of Delhi metro hospitals, various hospitals, people come from adjacent states, like we have neighboring states. So you will get skewed data actually, you will not get exact picture, because the patients, they keep on telling that we are staying in Delhi, but they may be coming from adjacent states, and they may be working and staying in Delhi, or they may be coming, there are adjacent states actually, two states, very immediate states actually, and third one also Rajasthan and Haryana and UP. So these are neighboring states, so you may get actually data which is not well representative, and it may be skewed data. So if you talk about the serotypes, several serotypes have been observed, and this year 2015 outbreak, we have earlier results that they serotyped it, and both were circulating to DEN2 and DEN4, and from time to time, this is actually starting from 1996 when we became more vigilant and we started, DEN2 was actually very lethal one in fact, and 1988 I recollect very clearly that most of the patients, I will say about more than 50% of the patients, they had one of the symptoms, itching. Itching was actually during dengue, and post when they were recovering, they recovered. Itching was a very marked feature. This time also, it was not that high, but we did record in fact. And if you look at 2015, as I already mentioned, DEN2 and 4. So this slide will give you idea about CFR, case fatality rate, and morbidity cases. If you look at 2015, this is for you are showing actually some dip in the graph. 2015, this is because actually data reported here are till September. Actually, it was continuing through September, October, and even some patients we had in recently, although it has markedly decreased. Now I come to AIIMS experience. I told you about 1996 that we for the first time concluded, although it was known actually from Thailand experience pediatric hospital, that Bangkok hospital, that it is the depletion of fluid, or the shift in the fluid into various compartments, which is responsible for hypotension and shock syndrome. So most of the mortality is ascribed to that. This time also I will be sharing data with you. If you look at patients who were admitted under Department of Medicine, here that simple dengue fever constituted majority to the tune of 70%, and dengue hemorrhagic fever 23%, and dengue shock syndrome 7.2. The important thing I want to highlight here is that usually dengue shock syndrome, people say that recovery is not possible. We had patients who survived also in dengue shock syndrome. And if you look at only 30% of patients who required platelets, just actually I would like to have your 1 minute to draw the attention that there was so much actually during the last outbreaks as compared to this outbreak. People were really educated, and they were told repeatedly in various newspapers, media actually was very active that platelets is not the cardinal thing in to be this thing. Other support system like fluids in the early stage, and you have to decrease the raised hematocrit. So, that was the actually people were told, and IV fluid replacement is the cardinal thing. We have not done detailed analysis this time. It will take some time before we come out with the major conclusions of this outbreak. So, I will not be telling you much, but the classical, there were classical things, but only thing 2013 and 2015 were similar. Most of the patients, they presented with upper abdominal symptoms. If you look at their liver function profile, that was deranged, that means altered AST and ALTs, that was the uniform picture, and most of the patients, they complained of abdominal pain, vomiting. So, it is the important thing that if the patient give this history, we should not administer drugs which induce vomiting. At the same time, we should not deplete them of fluids. So, the hydration, to maintain hydration is the cardinal thing, and this will, I will repeatedly say in my presentation that replace fluids, whether oral if the patient is not vomiting, tolerating well, through intravenous route if patient is vomiting, give something which relieves the some drugs which relieves vomiting. And there has been advisory on the media etc. also that don't take drugs which can produce decrease in number of platelet number and their function, aggregation etc. So, repeated advisories and only emphasis on fluids, bring patient to early to the hospital, but do not bring unnecessary also to the healthcare facilities. And regarding the facilities, for first 5 days we have the NS1 antigen detection, that is very sensitive in fact, and these are available through the National Institute of Virology, Pune, and the ministry was quite active in fact, and media and patient education was took very prominent place. In fact, in this very hall we had public lecture also to educate people and answer their worries and questions. So, I would like to just say that this time the serotype according to the earlier reports is DEN 2 and 4, and it was mild outbreak in 2015, and about only 1/3 of the patients they required platelet transfusion. And we have tried to educate people that do not actually have overemphasis on platelet transfusions or blood replacements, because it might transmit the infections also, and preventive measures in fact that should go a long way, and their the public education etc. I would like to not take much time and stop my presentation here. Thank you very much, and I will request second speaker for speaking on make a presentation on immunization. Thank you very much.